1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Revisions for the 2024 voters lists are now being conducted. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is set to commence his presidential election campaign today. The government has decided to import 400 million eggs for the upcoming festival season. The Agricultural Minister says that the government has not taken any decision to privatize the agricultural water resources. The Health Secretary says that rural hospitals should be developed by giving the necessary support to ease the overcrowding of general hospitals. The Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment hopes to provide nearly 40,000 job opportunities in Israel this year. In foreign news, tens of thousands call for Gaza ceasefire in London March. The Elections Commission says that the revisions for the 2024 voters list are now being conducted. Sri Lankans who are above the 18 years of age group can apply for the 2024 voters list. The Elections Commissioner Saman Sri Ratnayaka told National Radio that individuals who are born after the 31st of January 2008 will be added to the list. He requests the eligible individuals to meet the respective Grama Nirdaris and register themselves for the 2024 voters list. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is set to commence his presidential election campaign today from Kuliyapitiya, marking his first public propaganda rally since assuming office. The event-themed Sabeva will take place at 2 p.m. at the Kuliyapitiya Municipal Council Stadium today. The United National Party Deputy Leader Akhila Viraj Karyavasam said that President Wickremesinghe, coming forward as a non-party candidate, has gained widespread backing from various political entities for his candidature. In a bid to showcase unified support, Karyavasam announced plans for future public rallies organized by different parties in favour of President Wickremesinghe's non-partisan presidential bid. Notable figures expected to attend today's rally include the UNP Deputy Leader Ruwan Vijayavardhana, MP and Party Chairman Vajirabe Vardhana, the General Secretary Palitha Rangi Bandara, the Party National Organiser and the Presidential Chief of Staff Sagar Ratnayaka, Colombo District Party Leader Ravi Kannanayaka, as well as Ministers Harin Fernando and Manushanane Akkara and the Sabaragama Provincial Governor Navin Disanayaka. The Sri Lanka State Trading General Corporation Limited says that the government has decided to import 400 million eggs for the upcoming festival season. Accordingly, the general public can purchase eggs for the price of 43 rupees. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Egg Producers Association, Sarath Ratnayaka, says that locally produced eggs can be purchased for around 50 to 52 rupees. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
At People's Bank, we empower your pride. People's Bank, pride of the nation.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that the government has not taken any decision to charge for the water being released to agricultural purposes or to privatize the agricultural water resources. The minister said that some political parties are making false allegations regarding the privatization of water resources. He made these remarks at a meeting held at the Hungama area yesterday. Minister Amaravira added that the government hasn't had any discussion in this regard. He said the representatives of political parties now being engaged in a propaganda campaign to mislead the public. The Secretary to the Health Ministry, Consultant Dr. Palitha Mahipala, says that rural hospitals should be developed by giving the necessary support to ease the overcrowding of general hospitals. He said that primary, secondary and tertiary health services should also be developed. The Health Secretary made these comments after engaging in an inspection tour at several hospitals in the northwestern province. The aim of the government is to maintain efficient state health sectors with modern facilities. The government has taken measures to fulfill the shortcomings of the district-level hospitals. The Ministry of Health has initiated a special program in this regard. The aim of the government is to provide qualitative and effective health services to the general public. The Health Secretary added that 450 million rupees has been allocated to purchase new medical equipment and to repair the existing ones. In addition, measures have also been taken to provide the necessary health staff such as doctors, nurses and other officials as well. The Water Supply and Drainage Board says that disturbances have occurred for the continuous water supply due to the prevailing dry weather conditions. The daily demand for water has also increased drastically. The board says that they have to control the water supply or to provide water in a low pressure to certain areas. Users can call the hotline 1939 to inform of water disruptions.
You have got a transfer.
That's all right, sir. They are all our children.
Right decisions with noble intentions bring pride. At People's Bank, we empower your pride.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
The Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment hopes to provide nearly 40,000 job opportunities in Israel this year. This is the first time that the country has received such a large number of job opportunities from a non-Arab country in view of Sri Lanka's professional skills. These jobs include 20,000 jobs in the construction sector and 10,000 jobs in the agriculture sector. Moreover, the ministry has made arrangements to increase the number of caregiver job vacancies that are currently available in Israel and also secure a large number of jobs in the fields of machinery and heavy vehicle transport in the construction sector. The Labour and Foreign Employment Minister Anshana Nekara is due to leave for Israel next week to discuss the matter and secure these job opportunities as early as possible. Ministry sources said that only experience and expertise in the field is required in the construction and agriculture sectors. The minimum salary for these jobs with all the facilities will exceed 700,000 rupees. A large number of people are already leaving for jobs in the agricultural sector, and the preliminary work required for jobs in the construction sector have been completed. Inspectors from Israel have arrived in the country and assessed the qualifications of these workers.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
And now in watch life, the heat index temperature felt on the human body is expected to increase up to the caution level today at some places in the western, northwestern, southern, northern and north central provinces, and in the Mondragala, Rathnapura and Trincomalee districts. The Met Department warns the heat index is expected to increase up to 39 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius in some parts of the country.
Coming up, World News.
In world news headlines now, tens of thousands call for Gaza ceasefire in London march. Voters in Irish referendums reject changes to family and care definition. The US, the UK and the French destroy dozens of Houthi drones in the Red Sea. Tens of thousands of people have marched in central London calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The demonstration organised by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign made its way from Hyde Park Corner to the US Embassy in Nine Elms. It was the 10th pro-Palestinian march in central London since Israel started its campaign in Gaza following the 7th of October attacks on Israel by Hamas. Singer Charlotte Church was seen at the front of the march as it set off. The Welsh singer, who has been a vocal campaigner, said she had joined to show solidarity with Palestinians for all that they are suffering through. During the course of the event, Met Police officers arrested 4 people on suspicion of public order offences, including for chanting offensive slogans or holding an offensive placard, while one man was arrested for assault. Voters in the Republic of Ireland have overwhelmingly voted against amending the Irish Constitution. Proposals to alter wording in the Constitution to include families which are not based on marriage were defeated with 67.7% voting no. A second proposed change on the wording around the role of women in the home was defeated by a higher margin, with 73.9% of voters rejecting it. It was the highest ever no-vote percentage in an Irish referendum. The first result announced on Saturday evening was in the family referendum. The highest no votes came from Donegal, where 80% voted no on family and 84% voted on no on care. There was a turnout of 44.4% in the referendums, which was held on Friday. The US, the British and French forces have said they repelled a series of Iranian-backed Houthi attacks off the coast of Yemen. The US military said at least 28 uncrewed aerial vehicles were downed over the Red Sea early on Saturday. Along with coalition forces, the US said it acted after determining the large-scale attack presented an imminent threat to merchant vessels. The Houthis said they had targeted a commercial ship, Proper Fortune, and a number of US destroyers. A statement from the US Central Command said no US or coalition military vehicles were damaged, and there were no reports of damage from commercial ships. Since November, the Houthis have been attacking ships in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden in what they say is a campaign of solidarity with Palestinians during Israel's war in Gaza. The UK Defence Secretary Grant Shapps said the Royal Navy frigate HMS Richmond downed 2 drones launched by the Houthis on Friday night. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Tens of thousands call for Gaza ceasefire in London march. Voters in Irish referendums reject changes to family and care definition. The US, the UK and the French destroyed dozens of Houthi drones in the Red Sea.
Development News.
A new breeding centre has been opened in Habarana for the first time in Sri Lanka to breed tame elephants in order to increase the elephant population in the country. In another significant move, members of the Tame Elephant Association have taken the necessary steps to build a private hospital where local and Western medical treatment is provided to elephants. In addition to the treatment of tame elephants, untrained elephant handlers will also be trained to become professional mahouts at this private hospital. Even though Pinnavel Elephant Orphanages conduct some elephant breeding activities, there has not been a fully dedicated centre purely for elephant breeding before in the country.
Moving on with sports news.
Oliver Behrman says he had great fun but was physically destroyed after finishing at the points in 7th on his Formula 1 debut in Saudi Arabia. The 18-year-old, the youngest Brit to start an F1 race, was called up by Ferrari on Friday to replace Carlos Sainz, who had appendicitis. Behrman finished ahead of 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Meanwhile, Inter Milan moved 18 points clear at the top of Series A after a narrow win at Champions League chasing Bologna. German centre-back Jan Bissek stooped to head in the only goal of the game from Alessandro Bastoni's cross 8 minutes before the break. A 12th consecutive win in all competitions extend Inter's lead before Juventus' home game with Atalanta today. Bologna stay fourth after just their second home defeat of the season.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's recent free trade agreement with Thailand will help to boost the crisis-stricken nation's long-term plans to broaden its trade partnership and strengthen its economy. Signed in Colombo by the President Ranil Wickremesinghe and the Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin early last month, the FTA, which is now in force, offers immediate and phased-out tariff concessions over a 15-year period, the South China Morning Post stated. In 2022, the total value of exports from Sri Lanka to Thailand was $57.76 million, while Colombo imported goods to the value of $302.64 million from the kingdom. Export and logistics expert Rohan Masakarala said it was important for local businesses to be part of the global supply chain.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
And now in economic news, the Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Dr. Bandulu Guruvardhan, opened the first factory complex to manufacture electric three-wheelers and convert fuel-powered three-wheelers to electric three-wheelers. The factory is set up by Vega Engineering at the Mardana Railway Warehouse Complex. The Secretary to the Ministry of Transport and Highways, Ranjit Rubasinghe, the Chairman, Vega Engineering, Dr. Harsha Subasinghe, the General Manager of Railways, HMK W. Bandar, and the Commissioner General of the Department of Motor Traffic, Nishant Anuruddha Veerasinghe, were also present.
Weather Report.
Showers or thundershowers may occur a few places in the Ratnapura, Kalatargal and Mathura districts in the evening or night. Mainly dry weather will prevail in the other areas of the island. That brings us the report and other headlines of this news broadcast. Once again, revisions for the 2024 voters list are now being conducted. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is set to commence his presidential election campaign today. The government has decided to import 400 million eggs for the upcoming festive season. The Agricultural Minister says that the government has not taken any decision to privatize agricultural water resources. The Health Secretary says that rural hospitals should be developed by giving the necessary support to ease the overcrowding of general hospitals. The Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment hopes to provide nearly 40,000 job opportunities in Israel this year. In foreign news, tens of thousands call for Gaza ceasefire in London March. That concludes this news broadcast. You're with Radio Sri Lanka. Back to Sunal Panavitana on the other side, as always on a Sunday afternoon, an excruciatingly hot Sunday afternoon.